even know how to start this video off. I've had to keep this like a secret for like 2 months, so it's like, oh my gosh, I finally get to talk about this. Like, I have so much to say. So let's go back to how this all started. So back in July in 2018, I went over to my neighbor's house for like a 4th of July party, and I met this girl named Sarah Heason, and she was telling me about like this American Ninja Warrior thing and how she was on TV and she was playing around on like this tractor tire thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. And then that night I went home and I was like looking up stuff and watching all these videos, and I'm like, this is so cool. And she's like, hey, like, you know, you want to work out with me? And I'm like, that would be so awesome. And I just became obsessed with it, and I hadn't even tried it at this point. And so then she gave us like these free coupons to go to the gym because she worked there. Then on August 1st, me, my dad, and my mom went, and I had so much fun. I was not that good at it, but like I was kind of getting the hang of like how to do some things. And then on August 29th is when we were actually able to like meet up with each other and work out, and she put me through it for like an hour, and I was like completely dead by the end of it, but I wanted more of it. So I just kept on going back and back, and keep in mind this gym is like an hour away from us, so it was like a 3-hour ordeal if I wanted to go one day. I would bring like my friends there, I even brought my teacher there, and I was just kind of like having fun with it. And then I went to a competition after doing this for like a couple months, and I took 3rd place for girls, like overall, and I wasn't even on a team at that point. And their coach was like, oh my gosh, you have to be on my team, like, and at first I was like, no, because their practice ended, and you know, it takes an hour to get back to my house, and so it would have been really late for me going to bed. And at that time in my life, I was like really strict, and I'm like, no, I need good sleep. I don't even know why I was, but I was at the time, so I said no originally. But then Miguel was just like, hey, like, you should just try it. And so I said yes, and that's kind of like where it all started, when I started taking this like seriously, I guess. So now after doing it for like 6-7 months, I think, I submitted an application for American Ninja Warrior Junior. Didn't get accepted. It was my first time submitting an application, and now I'm kind of glad that I didn't get accepted the first time, because like a reward is so much greater when you have to work for it. My old coach, he left. I got a different one, Eric Middleton. He was on the show this year, on the adult show. And then he ended up moving, and then I got a new coach, Ben. He was on the show too. And when I got him that season, I just made so much more progress, and I was getting like really good at it. So that was in like fall of 2020 when I started getting like really good at it, and it was becoming like pretty normal for me to take 1st place for girls at the competitions. And Halloween in 2020, I ran it in a pink bunny costume, and I ended up taking 3rd overall for boys and girls, and that was my first time getting a full clear, and I was so happy about it. And then Corona shut down my gym for the 2nd time, and it was actually shut down for a while, but then in January I was able to train with Danny Gale. And when I started placing and doing good at competitions, it like boosted up my confidence so much every single time, which that's a very important thing for ninja. Yes, it is very hard physically, but the mental part is a big part of it too, which you guys will hear about later on in the story. So then I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna submit an application again, see what happens. I probably won't get picked, because out of like all of America, they only pick, I think it's 15 girls for my age group out of all America. So I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get picked anyways. So in this application, you have to answer a lot of questions. I think it's almost like 20 of them, and they're like long answer replies that you should give, and you have to submit a lot of videos. I wasn't even done finishing the questions, and I got a text from a producer on March 16th, and I was freaking out. I was in school and I got it, and I checked my phone, and I'm like, what the heck? And everyone's like, what? I'm like, I can't tell you. So when I was filling this application out, I put my phone number down for like a parent contact, because like I'm the most reliable one with a phone, even though I don't like answer my phone half the time. But like my dad has a flip phone, so I just put my phone down for that. So he said, hi Michael, aka my dad, and he's like, I seen you started your application, like let me me know if you have any questions. And then 2 days later, I was put in a group chat with a bunch of people, and the producer was like, hey, like, I want you guys to get this done this weekend. That'd be like for your best chance of getting picked. Like, I need you to finish it soon. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, is this really happening? Like, I didn't even get picked, but a producer is literally texting me and stuff. So then March 20th, when I finally had a weekend, I filmed all the videos that I thought would be good, and I edited them. On March 21st, I submitted it. Now, the submission deadline, I believe, is April 30th. So technically, I had a whole entire month, but I was following strictly with their please do this, like as soon as I can. And then 2 days later, the producer called me. Again, I was in school, so I couldn't answer it. But when I got home, we called him back, and he's like, hey, I love your daughter. He thought he was talking to Miguel, but I was right by them, like when all this was happening. He's like, yeah, I love your daughter. I think she's so funny. I just want a couple more videos from her. And Miguel's like, okay, well, she edits and films all of her videos like by herself. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's so great. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. And he's like, oh, Clara, like, you did such a good job. I don't know. It was wonderful. That was like one of the best days of my life before more stuff happened. So I filmed the videos that he wanted. He wanted, I think, 3 more. It was about my Grand Champion rabbits, me talking about my YouTube channel, and then a testimonial from a coach. And he wanted a video of me like running a course. So I sent all that. On April 6th, we got an email saying like, okay, like you made it to the next level of like selection or whatever, and like you'll have to wait a month until mid-May to figure out if you got accepted or not. So that whole month I was just waiting of April, like, did I make it? Like, I know my videos, I put a lot of work into them, but I don't know, like, it's American Ninja Warrior Junior. Could I seriously get picked? Okay, remember, I put my phone number down as it was Miguel's phone number. And so on May 7th, I got a text saying, hey Mike, Grievous here, or Gravas, one of the producers on American Ninja Warrior Jr., top secret. Please ensure you're alone away from Claire and can speak in total privacy and give me a call. I'm freaking out. I'm like, did I just mess up this whole entire thing? And so I like literally threw my phone at Miguel, and I'm like, just like call this guy. And so he did. I went inside. I'm like what the actual heck? Like, they said mid-May you'll find out if you get picked or not. So I'm like, okay, 90% sure I got picked, but 10% like they just want more videos. So I kind of had it figured out. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I got picked. Like, this is every ninja's dream, but like mine especially, because I'm just a little cringe kid out on a farm, okay? And like I'm gonna be going on TV, like what? And so then on May 13th, I had a Zoom call with Matt Eisman. Like, what the actual heck? Here's that right now. Okay, stop. Okay. I'm scared. Okay. Was your Clara? No, I'm scared. I'm too scared to click it.
You have to click it.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good, it's nice to meet you. I'm Viv. I'm one of the producers on Ninja Junior.
Hi.
Hi. I actually have somebody here who wants to say hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Matt Eisman. I'm the host of American Ninja Warrior Jr.
I know. Hi.
You know, I was just watching your video and I thought you were so cool.
Thank you.
I saw the barn filled with obstacles. I saw you doing pull-ups with a bunny. I even saw you just looking like such a stud going up the warp wall.
Thank you.
I even noticed you had a sheep named Akbar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, if you were going to have an animal named after me, what animal would that be?
Oh, we do. It's a bull calf.
A bull calf. Oh, I like that. Well, Claire, I had a question. I know you're running around on the farm and training hard. I wondered, would you like to come to Los Angeles this summer?
Yeah.
Compete on American Ninja Warrior Jr.?
Yeah.
Well, pack your bags and bring your buddy, because you're going to be on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Clara. I just think you're such a stud.
Thank
I love
you.
how passionate you are about training and how hard you work. and I can't wait for everybody to get to see you on our course.
Thank you so much. This whole time, I wanted to tell everyone in my class about all this stuff happening so badly, but they're like, no, you have to keep it like top secret. But after that call, the paperwork began. It was so hectic. It was so like stressful. So May 14th, I have to complete a sexual harassment prevention hour-long session online. Also, we don't have a printer and you needed to sign all of this stuff, but my dad knew a lady that needed a printer and we needed to print off like 60 pages of paperwork. Remember, all this stuff needed to be completed within like 2-3 days, and you know, I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what if I don't get picked because we can't do all this paperwork? And so May 16th, we had to complete like 60 pages of paperwork, a physical exam, my principal had to sign a bunch of stuff, and all of the corona forms that we had to do, like that was a big part of it too. And then on May 18th, I got like a half-hour call with Rachel Smith, like the legit producer of American Ninja Warrior Jr., and she was just like interviewing me about little baby Akbar especially, and just like about my journey and stuff and what farm life is like, and that was so like cool. Like I just couldn't believe it like the whole time. So every single day that it was getting closer and closer to when we were getting ready to leave, there was more emails and paperwork being sent out. On May 27th, we had corona testing and transportation info. We got dates for our travel and production, like what we're going to be doing every day. We knew our hotel. And then the travel coordinators started booking our flight because they literally hired people for everything. Like we didn't have to pay for almost like a single thing, like pay for our flights, our hotel. They gave us like $800 for food, which I'll get more into that. So even though I had to like keep this a secret, I did tell my coach because, you know, they needed a testimony from them and stuff. And so then I went to an open gym just to practice and train. And the photographer for Conquer seen me there. And then on June 4th, my mom got an email saying, Clara, he wants you to be in a promotional video for the new opening gym, and I was freaking out. You guys, I seriously cannot breathe right now. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, so my mom just called me. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, so my mom just called me and she said that a guy at our gym, he was on American Ninja Warrior before, he wants me to be in a promotional video for the new opening gym. So every day we kept on getting more information, which was so exciting. On June 6th, I got our flight tickets, and we got this corona test in the mail, and we took it. What's up, guys? Today we have to take a corona test. Okay, guys, and we had to put it in like this red thing, or like with red liquid. This is sketch, not gonna lie, a little sketch. Now we have to write our name on here. And we sent it, and then they're like, no, you did it too soon. You need to do it, I forget, like 48 hours before your flight. So we ended up doing that wrong. June 10th is when I went down to the gym, and we shot the promotional video. Now that gym was in the cities, and I was freaking out the whole entire time because the cities just scare me of the things I hear on the news. Like, I don't want to get shot, so I was freaking out the whole entire time. But here's what the video looks like now. I had to take a break and get water because my voice was literally dying. Anyways, so from like June 10th to June 21st, we were getting so much information and so many more things to sign. I had to get a California work permit because I'm technically like working for American Ninja Warrior Jr. by being on their show. I had to do an assumption of risk waiver, more corona testing information. I made my t-shirts, and the days are going by so fast. Also, you guys know how much I love my babies, and me and Miguel were both going to be gone, and so I had to show my neighbors how to take care of them, what to do, and I was so nervous because I'm like, this is going to be the first time that it's not me or Miguel taking care of these all these animals, and so I was worried about that the whole entire time throughout the trip, but I was trusting my neighbors to do it. On June 21st, we took the corona test like we were supposed to. So every single day, me and Miguel would just be sitting outside and just talking like, can you believe that this is actually happening? Like, oh my gosh, like in 1 week, Claire, you're gonna be there. Like he kept on saying things like that, and I was just getting so excited. And from the month of like May all the way to June 24th from when we were going to be leaving, I was training outside like every single day, doing like speed training, and I was running like every single day, and I was doing, oh my gosh, all the grip workouts. I like climbed the rope with no feet, like up and down, hang on nunchucks, like I was trying it all. Okay, so here's where the trip kind of begins. So we're going to be leaving on June 24th. That's when everyone was going to be getting there from all the different states across America. And so June 23rd, that night, I could not fall asleep, of course. I was just in shock, and the whole entire time I was just thinking like, your dream is literally coming true. Like tomorrow you're going to be taking off. And I was also praying and hoping that everything would work out because, you know, nowadays everything is digital. My flights were digital on my phone. Like I was freaking out just hoping that everything was going to work out. And I woke up that morning at like 3 in the morning, and I'm just like, I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep. I'm just going to stay up. I just could not believe that the day was finally here, June 24th. Woke up, I did my chores for the last time before, you know, I was going to be on TV and all that stuff. I said goodbye to Doc.Part. Mommy's going to be gone for a couple of days, okay? You have to be on your best behavior. No fighting with Lavi. Don't be smiling like you will, my love. Guys, this is the last time I'll be able to see Doc.Part until I leave. I love you so much. I got ready. I packed up all my 3 tennis shoes that I needed, all my shirts that we made. Me and Miguel only brought carry-ons because we didn't want to like risk losing luggage and having to wait and do all that stuff. This is my first time on a plane, so I didn't know about that stuff. Miguel's like, just bring like this much of stuff. I'm like, okay. So we're headed down to the airport. Our flight leaves at like 3:30. We're gonna get down there at 12, so that's good. It was like, I barely got any sleep last night. I woke up at like 3:20 and I didn't fall asleep until like 5. So that's great. And then it was like lightning out, and I thought that our plane was gonna get struck. So yeah, but it's clear skies right now, and you think it will rain anymore, Mr. Miguel?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Unfortunately.
Probably not. You guys, so we're like legit in the cities right now, and we only have like 10 minutes before we get there. It might be a little longer because yeah, there's like traffic right now, but like we're almost there. Like I still can't believe it. Like I'm gonna be going on a plane for like my first time, so yeah, we're almost getting there. Guys, that's my first time seeing an airplane like in real life. Oh my gosh, we're like freaking out right now trying to find like a right terminal or whatever. Guys, these buildings are like bigger than I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Oh my gosh.
Parking.
We're like, oh my god. I'm literally freaking out. Okay, parking. Yo, we have to fit through under this? What the heck? This is sketch. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my god. Guys, this is sketch. We have to, oh my gosh. Okay, y'all, this footage is sick right now. But we have to try and find a parking thing. And like this ramp, and like they're all full, so we don't really, oh my god, what if these things break? This is just like, oh my gosh, y'all, this is sketch. There's so many noises. Oh, there's a person from North Dakota in here. What the heck? So we're in our little tunnel. Yeah, we're trying to find a place.
There's some spots.
Oh my gosh, yes. Hey guys, we're here. Me and Miguel are like dying of heat because this thing doesn't have air conditioning. So now we're just trying to find where we have to go in and where we have to wear a mask. Technicality, we're still outside, so we don't have to wear one. Yeah, come on now, Dad. You can't be so old. So when we got to the airport, we were so confused on where to go. Obviously, I've never been on a plane or in an airport, and Miguel hasn't been in one in like 10 years. So we went in this elevator. Guess we're going in here, guys. There's a reflection. I don't know how to do this. Yeah, just do T. No more cycling. That's good, I guess. Okay guys, got our bags. Muscles are pumped. Gotta love that. What, Miguel? Then Miguel asked this person like, where the heck do we need to go? And they're like, oh, you need to go in that. And it was like this underground train, subway looking thing. I'm like, what the heck? We get on. I'm like hanging on for dear life because I'm thinking it's just gonna zoom underground. It didn't. It didn't even go that fast. Y'all, we're kind of lost here. Not kind of. We actually are.
This kind of brought us to nowhere.
Yeah. Miguel has not been in an airport for forever, and I've never been in one, obviously. This is very confusing. Oh gosh. And I forget how the heck we even ended up like getting in the right area, but we ended up going through security and that was all good. Alright guys, we just got done with security. It went good, other than Miguel had something in his pockets and it was just like pennies and stuff, and so yeah, that was kind of freaky, but now we have to go on like this thing again. Oh. So we had like 3 hours to wait and I'm like, hey, maybe we should like grab some food. Bad idea. Alright y'all, so we got here like 3 hours early because we didn't know that it would be that quick. So we filmed some stuff for NW Junior that they wanted. That was kind of cringe. But now we're gonna see if there's anything to eat because we still have like 2 hours until we gotta get on the plane. Over $25. That's very expensive. But at least we have something to eat. There's literally no one in here right now because like we got here 2 hours early. Got some spicy rice cakes. So cringe.
Well, actually, not too bad.
Good. I got the regular kind, so we'll see how they taste. I'm trying this yogurt right now. I don't even know why it was that expensive. Like, it was not even that good. And I just assumed that you had to take like stairs up the plane because that's what I've seen. Because that's what I've seen on like the news, and like, oh, and I'm like, oh, well, the only scary thing about that is you might trip. No, the plane is right here. We're right here. There's a trailer on like stilts or something. I don't even know. I was freaking out the whole time because I was just like looking and I'm like, what if that trailer breaks? It's literally on like these posts, right? Like it's holding up by these posts. Like these posts are holding it up. And I'm like, what if when I go on there it breaks? Like I'm not even chunky or anything, but I'm just like, what if it breaks? Like it's so high up trying to get in the plane. I was freaking out the whole entire time. Then they called a row to get on the plane. I'm like, okay, there's no going back now. I like officially got on the trailer looking thing. It took forever to get through that trailer, and we finally got on the plane, found our seat. That was all fine.
Overhead bin. If you see the bin or fork, go ahead and close it. Before picking it, and make sure your bag completely on the bin before picking it.
The plane was much smaller than I thought it would be. Like, it was so crammed in. I'm like, what the heck? I was kind of getting, like, what's the word? Like, claustrophobic. So I sit down, get my luggage, like, under my legs, whatever. I get the seatbelt. I get that seatbelt, like, as tight as it's gonna get, right? And I start watching the safety video. I'm studying that thing. Because, like, what if the plane breaks down in the Atlantic Ocean or whatever the heck, and I need to put on a life jacket? So I'm just like studying that video, and then, oh my gosh, I forget how he said it, but it just freaked me out. He's like, all aboard passengers, get ready to take off this flight. And I'm like, what the heck? I started freaking out, like legit freaking out. The lights turn off. I'm like, what the heck is happening? And then we start moving, and I grabbed Miguel's bicep. Like, he probably didn't even feel any pain after that. He was probably numb. I squeezed so hard. I'm like, what the actual heck? Like, I'm freaking out. We got in the air though, and like started flying. I was pretty calm. Like, it was just very long. Like, it was a 3 hour, I think it was like a 3 hour flight to get there. And it was like very long, like, you know, just sit there. I didn't want to fall asleep because, you know, what if something happens? So once we got there, we landed safely. Everything was good. Had to text this lady once we got there because they were providing a shuttle from the airport to our hotel. So we texted her and she's like, where are you guys? And we were lost, right? We're in California, LAX airport, whatever, and we had to go up these stairs. We were trying to talk to her on the phone. Gosh, like, where do we go to get tested? I'm like, And there was these Mexican workers there, and they were literally the sweetest, nicest people ever. The doctor said that I had like a heart murmur.